Hello and good day. My name is Eric Neff. I'm the Director of Admissions Advisement Recruitment for the Dr. Ezekiel R. Dumke College of Health Professions here at Weber State University. Today we're going to go over a quick agenda of who's who in the Office of Admissions Advisement here in the Dumke College of Health Professions. We're going to talk about our mission statement and our goals. We're going to look at what is an applicant checklist. And then I'm going to have one of my advisors, Brittany Maynard, talk about the student portal and then various tips and tricks that can be very helpful for an incoming student. So, who's who in the office? Like I said, I'm Eric Neff. I have a number of advisors. So, Shauna Pitt is one of my senior advisors. Brittany Maynard is one of my other senior advisors. Samantha Meixel, she is my retention advisor. And then Chris Bischoff is a retention advisor as well. And then Hope Watson, she makes everything great in our office. She's the reason why there's any type of sanity. She is our administrative assistant. You can still see our retention advisors, Sammy and Chris, that are also traditional advisors, but they kind of specialize in retention as well. We have one other person who's not pictured here. She's our recruiter. It's Sadie Wayment. She's in charge of the Health Scholar program, and some of you may want to become a Health Scholar in the future. What Health Scholars do is they go to high schools and they do dissections for high school students. And a number of you may have seen these individuals come into your high school and do various dissections with pig hearts and sheep brains, suturing on chicken wings and the like. And so if you're interested, keep your eyes open for that program. Anyway, going on, so what's our mission? What are our goals for you, the student? Number one, we want to provide students with sound academic advising, direction, and guidance. We want to make sure that you're on the right track to being able to achieve your goals here at Weber State. So what do? We outline specific academic goals that you need to achieve to be able to follow a path that's going to provide you with a direction for being able to achieve your academic goals. Number three, we want to make sure you're keeping on track and that you're making sound and good and the correct academic progress. Number four, we want to make sure that you understand the program application, that you're submitting those at an adequate time. And number five, we want to make sure that we're going to answer any type of questions that you have about the program. We are ultimately the 4 C's. We're your coaches, we're your confidants, we're consultants, and we are cheerleaders. Go students! Next, what is an applicant checklist? So these applicant checklists have been created to help you to understand what you, the student, needs to do to meet the bare minimum requirements just to become a qualified applicant. And once you meet those bare minimum requirements to be qualified to submit an application, what you need to do to become a competitive applicant so that you can get accepted into the program. Each and every one of our programs that are housed here in the College of Health Professions are what we lovingly refer to as standalone programs. That means it's a program that you have to apply to, be accepted into before you can start. So an applicant checklist is going to highlight the most important prerequisites and those support courses that are suggested by the department that you need to fulfill before you start. It's going to review eligibility requirements. So what makes you a qualified applicant? If you're not qualified and you apply to the program, unfortunately, your application does not count. Next, it gives you recommendations of when and what order for classes that you need to take. So for instance, can you take physiology before anatomy? Sure, but why would you do that? You need to be able to have something, a foundation created beforehand that's going to help you to be able to understand why the physiology is important. And that class would be anatomy. You need to have the background of anatomy before you can go on to physiology. So there is an actual good recommended order of classes that you should take. Before that, you should probably take Health Science 1101, which is medical terminology. We go more into that when we get further along. Last but not least, it gives you dates of when you should apply and when the programs start. For instance, with RadTech, the program starts every fall semester. We accept between 45 and 55 students out of an applicant pool that averages around 200 to 225 students. The date that you need to submit an application to be considered for that fall semester start is always January 10th. And right now that's a paper application. It may change to an online application. However, the information that's going to tell you when you should apply is on this applicant checklist.
All of these apps listed here are going to be very important for you to use. The Wildcat email is how you can contact us and how you should be contacting your professors or financial aid. CatTrax is your degree evaluation tool. Make sure to sign up for Code Purple so that you can get any emergency warnings or if school gets canceled due to snow. Canvas is where you're going to find your class stuff. This will pop up on the very first day of school that you'll be able to go in and then see your course syllabus and submit assignments. If you're wondering where you find your books, after you've registered for classes, look at book lists and compare prices, and it will list the books that you specifically need based on what you've registered for. Parking services, in case you need to get a parking pass. Add and drop classes, course schedule, student billing information, and financial aid and scholarships. It's all found within inside of your portal. Here are some helpful tips and tricks. At the very top of Weber's webpage, you'll notice an A to Z index. You can find everything in there. So if you need to look up a department, look there first. Also through that A to Z index, you can click on the letter C and then go to Catalog if you would like course descriptions. Always add before dropping a class. Students can add and drop classes all the way through the first week. Order your books and other materials ahead of time. Yes, you will be using them the very first day and first week of school. And then email your professor if you have any questions about the course or syllabus. Now, if you encounter problems with registration, here's some things you might want to ask yourself first. Is there a prerequisite or co-requisite error? To find that out, you'll want to contact the department that owns the class. For example, if you're wanting to register for a math class and you're having problems registering for that class, contact the math department. If it's a problem with an English class, contact the English department. Another error that could have happened, did you not register for the class and the lab? Health sciences, chemistry, zoology, physics. Many of those types of classes require class and lab, and so therefore you cannot register for one without the other. Find your class, find the lab, and then register.
Great work, Brittany. Thank you so much for defining what a student portal is and how important that student portal is. There are so many great resources in there. Students, please explore your student portal. You're going to get a lot of questions answered by just going through there. Next, Brittany, way to go by highlighting some very important tips and tricks that are necessary for a new incoming student or even a transfer student or even a student who's been here for 4 years can utilize to help them to be successful academically. And lastly, knowing more about registration is always going to be a good move for you, the student. So that's some great information. Students, thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We're excited to have you as part of our school. We're excited to have you in our college at the College of Health Professions. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at 801-626-6136 or at healthprofessions@weber.edu. We're always here to answer your questions. We want to make sure that you're on the right path, that you're moving in the right direction, that you're fulfilling your goals. Good luck and welcome to Weber State University. Go Wildcats!